girls and boys. Girls and boys, when you're back in 2 weeks' time, hopefully, all things going well, we're going to start our athletics unit. That athletics unit will go for the rest of term 2 and for the first half of term 3. And we'll be looking at our sprints and our relays, 200 metres, 800 metres, shot put, high jump, long jump and discus. Girls and boys, obviously when we do athletics, we always do our warm-ups and we do 2 weeks of each different sport. But what I want you to do, girls and boys, over the next 2 weeks, is I'm sure you've been doing it anyway, is to work on some of your general fitness. Now, a good way to do that is through skipping. I've been doing lots of bike riding as well while I've been home, with a lot of walking. And when I get a chance, I get down to the beach to do some running. But when I do running, I always do it on the beach because Mr. Smith, as I've got older, I've found running on concrete is no good for my knees. So I try and make sure I do my exercise that suit my body condition and my age, since I'm an old man. Not that old just yet. Girls, I was going to show you some basics today. I've done skipping with you guys if you've been at Broadbeach State School through your primary journey every year. So I'm going to go through the basics with you now again, then I'm going to add some more videos on of some more proficient skippers, and you can get some ideas off them too. The 2 videos that I add at the end of this lesson, have some fun with. They're amazing skills from the slow motion freestylers and the young gentleman, I'm pretty sure it was from China, who's doing the speed skipping. Unbelievable. But I'll give you some ideas as well. I'll show you how I go about it, and then at home, if you get the chance, do some skipping. If you haven't got a skipping rope, like I've talked about through this whole online learning, try and compromise. Use a rope of any type at all you can get at home. Just try and always cut it. The ideal height is when you've got the handles, you can hold your foot on it and they come up about to your armpits, which is good for me. If you can't get your hand on that, any type of rope, then what you'll have to do is you might have to do some jogging on the spot, star jumps, etc., which I'll show you a bit later on as well. Okay, to start off with, just the normal bounce. I like to have my feet shoulder length apart. Some proficient skippers like to have it closer, but I like it the shoulder length apart. And all you're trying to do is do the normal bounce, getting the wrist moment going. So we start off, and all it is I try and get into a habit of relax to start with. And if you look at my wrist, that's all I'm using. A little bit of an arm motion at the lower arm, and then the jump. Next one you go into is a double bounce. Now this is the one that I like the most because it gives me rhythm. I can do the bounce, and I can probably go a bit faster, but when I do the double bounce, I find I get a better rhythm. So they're my 2 most skipping that I do the most. The bounce and the double bounce. The next one I'm going to go through with you girls and boys, got my list here, is the skier and the bell. So basically it is either going forward and backwards, which is the bell, ding dong, or the skier, which is from side to side. If you've seen a skier going downhill, it's like a slalom. If you've seen the slalom, they go from side to side. So we'll show you that one as well. Make sure I've got my room, comes up, start with the bell, backwards, forward, backwards, making sure you don't hit nothing behind you, backwards, forward, and the skier, side, 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 mix it up, forward, backwards, side, sky. So you've got the bell and the skier going. There's other variations you can do too. One thing with skipping, straight away, get your heart rate up. It's that real good cardio activity, and it's such a great activity to work on your general fitness. Really good. What I didn't say at the start is make sure when you are jumping, we've talked about this at school before, you don't want to land on your flat feet, you want to make sure you're landing on the balls of your feet. You land on those flat feet, you get the jar going right through your body. You land on the balls of your feet, it takes its good cushioning like shock absorbers. Can and turns. So you can, girls and boys. Once again, starting, it's just basically your knee up and kicking out. Whoop! Getting my skills. Getting knee up and kicking that leg out. That's the can. The lady that I show you in the next video is quite good at it. 360s, turning around as you skip, trying to keep same rhythm going. .360, backwards, same motion, starting the rope in front of you, feet apart, going backwards. Once again, I'm doing with the double jump. Best with me with rhythm. Focus on your breathing, in your nose, out your mouth. Start with your normal jump. Go to 1 foot. Right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Left. Lots of different types of skipping you can do, girls and boys, to mix it up. Focus on your breathing again. Side swings, can. Crisscross. Some of the basic, well, they're not basic things, but they're the things that most of you guys, if you get to a level in primary school, can try doing. You know, side swings are basically jumping to the, hitting the top of the roof, to the sides, so on. Crisscross, Mr. Smith will have a go at it. Basically, I always talk about it's like giving yourself a hug and letting go of your hug. Starting up. 1 attempt. Get my rhythm. 2 attempts. What have I always said, girls and boys? Don't give up. Keep trying. Here we go. There we go. 3rd attempt. Mr. Smith's got his rhythm. How many can you do? And you can do that, girls and boys, with the skipping this week. Start with your basics, get your warm up, go slow, add some competitions in. Is there someone else in the family you can be skipping with at the same time? Can you get yourselves a big piece of rope, and then you can put some tape, where you cut it, put some tape around the end so it doesn't fray. Then everyone's got a skipping rope in the family for the height they need. Have competitions. How many can you do? Let's do a speed one. How many can you do in 1 minute? Do endurance. How long can you skip for before you stop? Some of the things that we've done at school before. So the basics of it, girls and boys, this week. I want you to try and get your hands on a skipping rope. If not, get some rope. Get a long piece of rope. Cut it to the length that you need. Remember, up to your armpits. Think about your technique, landing on the balls of your feet, making sure you've got a space. You can do it outdoors too. I usually, when I'm doing my skipping, I like to do it on the grass as well. Because I'm taking for you guys today, I'm doing it in the garage. Make sure you've got plenty of space and get into a few different activities. If you can do that, obviously for our lesson, but do that a few times each day, if you've got a rope at home, it's going to really help you when we get back to school and we start our athletics unit. All right, I'm going to finish it off with, we're going to see how many jumps I can do in 1 minute. Your challenge is, girls and boys, can you do more than Mr. Smith in 1 minute? Now I'm going to do the double jump and I'm going to count how many times the rope goes under my feet. So that's what the contest is. Well, it's not a contest, it's a challenge. How many times can you do it, getting the rope go under your feet in the 1 minute? All right. So I'm going to start behind the 8 ball a little bit because the time I get started, it's going to be more than a minute. Alrighty. So roughly a minute for Mr. Smith. Got no one here to take me. I should get my son, who's nearly 3, to come out. That'll be a disaster. Okay. Here we go. So I've started it. I'll try and get to 5 seconds. 3, 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. Is that a minute? No, I've got 10 seconds. 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81. Okay. 81. I challenge you, grade 5, to get more. Good luck and have some fun with it.